right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of WWTA News. Yeah, welcome back. Um, so more news, obviously. Different things going on. I'm going to get through some of this information and share my thoughts and ideas. But, anyways, yeah, welcome back. If you haven't hit that like button already, please feel free to hit that. I greatly appreciate it. If you got any family, friends, or loved ones who you think could use any of this information, please feel free to share them a link without waiting any more time. Sir, could you get into the news? Yes, I can definitely do that. Just let me go and get in there. I see you gonna be unruly. All right, so what do we got for news? All right, so Globiant's platform plans to integrate debit cards by March 2023. Interesting. Debit cards by 2023. You know, what else is happening in March 2023, right? That's right, Swift. All right. Mr. La Rosa highlighted that creating a long term strategy for seamless integration between fiat centric and crypto centric instruments is a key goal of his company's roadmap. Globiance is laser focused on global expansion in 2023. So far, it delivers services to users in 13 countries on 5 continents. Therefore, Globiance champions the banking for the unbanked motto of cryptocurrency. OGs in the next phase of adoption. It is going to offer basic financial functionality to the residents of the unbanked regions of the world. I don't, globe world. I don't know. Hey, but check it out. We know again, right? I hate to bring it back up, but let's just deal with this, okay? So everybody's mad about the markets. The markets is terrible, right? But get off that. Money is going to ride on the internet via blockchain. That's all this is about. You've got the internet. You've got high-speed internet. You've got entertainment on internet. You've got video games, music, videos, movies, TV shows, all that. You got your emails. You can conduct business. You can send documents. You got all that. But what you don't got on the internet is the movement of money. Not only the movement of money, but the actual movement of assets and value over the internet. So, that's what you're looking at right now. That's what all this is about. So when we see this whole unbanked thing, that's because they're trying to touch everybody with it through their devices. It goes on to say, describing the toolkit of his application, Mr. La Rosa compared it to that of major fintech app Cash App, just like the most popular U.S. crypto-friendly app for smartphones. Globiance supports seamless fiat deposits and allows its customers to purchase Bitcoin with their salaries. Just like Cash App, right? Except for you talk about moving Bitcoin over Cash App, when using the app, but you're moving it over the Bitcoin blockchain or quote unquote Lightning Network, whatever. Yeah, that's just slow. It is. It's slow. It ain't nothing to write home about, you know what I'm saying? But I see what they doing. I see what they goes on to say, according to his statements, in 2022, Globiance engineers were busy testing various schemes of card integration. In total, 4 schemes were tested. By January 2023, 2 schemes are already working, while 2 remaining schemes are still under development. The integration of the credit cards of major systems, Visa, MasterCard, UnionPay, and so on, will be a landmark achievement for Globiance and all of its clients across the globe. Also, this integration will make the protocol more attractive for B2B, bank-to-bank use cases for various types. And obviously, well, we already know Swift, right? So there's no need to really go deeper into that. I think we all get that. All right, in other news, not so crypto related, but it could show us why the retail market's falling off. It says banks' revenue bonanza seen under threat from looming U.S. recession. So obviously, if you're in the United States, you fully understand what's happening. All right, so banks giving out plenty of loans, people buying stuff, using credit cards, spend, spend, spend. Banks being bailed out by the Fed, obviously, printing up money, buying up contracts or bringing debts together and purchasing those, which is then making the banks liquid, da 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 da. And so, there's a recession we're moving into, and people are starting to fall off with all that spending that they're doing. So, what does that put the banks, right? It puts them in a position where, like, we need y'all taking loans and we need y'all paying us back with interest. That's how the system works. So, they find themselves in a bad spot right now, right? U.S. mortgage rates declined to 6.42%, the first drop in 3 weeks, right? So, I mean, the mortgages have been consistently high for some time now, which actually threw the pricing of housing through the roof, which is causing a whole host of other problems. So, I mean, all these things connect, which is why you can see a lot of retail money coming out of the crypto market space. So, I mean, all this makes sense when you try to put the whole puzzle together. It all goes together. How the Fed is collapsing real estate activity with higher interest rates, right? So, we look at the higher interest rates and we think to ourselves, okay, with higher interest rates, you've got to pay a little bit more to cover the interest. So then the banks, start to change the amount that they feel you can afford based on the interest rate. So, and I'll just give you an example. Let's say the interest rate's at 5%, and you go to get a mortgage, and they say, okay, well, at this 5% interest rate, we can get you we can loan you a total 250K. And then you just say you don't find a house, where you get 2-3 weeks into the game, the interest rate is now thrown up to 6%. So now the 250 that the bank was able to loan you, they no longer can do that. It probably comes down to like 230 or something, somewhere around the 230s. And then as the interest rate continues to grow, you'll find that your value, purchasing power, is depreciating. So when we talk about the Fed with the interest rates, it speaks volumes to the business as a whole, because, right, you have the United States operating as a company, but then you have companies operating inside the United States company that have to pay to the United States company, and especially after being bailed out by the U.S. company. So they have to continually get this money and interest rates, so they then have to change the loans. But then at the same token, you have sellers that are playing the games that they're playing, which is a whole nother story. Not going to get into all that. Just saying, though, it's all together. All right, rent prices take a breather. Why housing stocks are for serious buyers, right? So, rent's high. I don't know if you guys have looked at this, but there's some problems with that too. And again, this goes back to why you could be seeing money coming out of the crypto retail market. So people can't live the way they were living a year, 2 years ago, because of these interest rates and because of the gouging and because of the loans to the banks that have to be paid by these people. They have increased their rents. So, I mean, if they didn't have the house paid off, their mortgage increased, right? So then they therefore had to increase their rent that you're paying on a house that they bought, that they got the loan for. So then, you might go from paying $1,100-$1,200 a month, and then you go to sign your new lease and it's renegotiated that, hey, with the increase in interest rates, we have to up the rent to $1,600-$1,700. And so that puts you in the bind. You're saying, well, I like the size of the house, I like this about the house, da-da-da, but I'll have to go take my chances. And you get out into the market and you start looking, and you find out that for that slight increase that they have, you're better off staying there, right? So then you say to yourself, well, if I'm going to do all that, I might as well just buy a house, until you go look at the market to buy a house. And you then realize, well, I can't buy the type of house I'd like to buy because, again, the interest rates and all these different hikes. So that whole situation, this whole thing happening in the United States with inflation, with the printing of money, it really trickles into so many different things that we probably are not aware of. But if we only think about it and start to see all the things, the repercussions that are coming from that, you'd be amazed. And I'm just reading a few different topics. All right, monthly rent skyrocket amid record inflation. It's impossible to prepare for. I mean, it's there. It's a lot going on. The U.S. is going through a lot of changes right now. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to it. The crypto market that everybody's so terrified about and everybody's running off, is trying to scare people out of. I mean, banks, countries, nations, all those other people are still in that space. It's not going anywhere. The banks here that you deal with are in that space. Believe it or not, the bank you deal with is already into the cryptocurrency space. That's right. And they'll be using stable coins and they'll be using central bank digital currencies, whether you believe it or not. And that's if a lot of them are probably using the stuff now. They're just not openly reporting it to you. But anywho, long-winded. That's all I got for this episode. If you found value in it, please hit the like button. Don't forget to share this with any friends, family, or loved ones you think could use any of this information. Help bring them to some light and help them to understand some of the things that you're dealing with and talking about. Other than that, I will catch you all in the next episode. Thank you.